Let her
Tell her to listen.
No, don't do it.
Oh my gosh. It's not right. It isn't right.
I'm looking for Dad.
I know, honey.
I took care of her kids too, and the guy that she's left back in her life doesn't even take care of his own kids.
No matter what happens, I
not washing my hands of what happened in the past.
You killed a million people in Iraq.
That is a separate...
You killed a million people in Iraq. It's incredible that you have the brass neck to be sitting here now urging another Iraq war.
There's lots of men that pretend to have ovaries. In fact, the CDC guidance says right now that men can chest feed. Do you think men can chest feed?
That's not the sole criterion for being...
So let me ask you a question. What is a woman?
A woman is someone who identifies as...
Answer the question without saying the word woman. You can't say the word woman. That's called circular reasoning. It's like saying a tree is something that looks like a tree. So I'll ask again, what is a woman?
A woman is a person who lives a lifestyle aligned with feminine characteristics, not necessarily your chromosomes or your genitals.
So someone who just wears a dress. So what you are doing is you are reducing womanhood to a costume.
Let me be aggressive because nobody wants to hear this, because what you want me to say today is actually being a single mother is totally possible. It actually isn't. It was never meant to happen for you, Grace, number one. Number two, single biggest determiner of whether a mother is a good mother, what do you think it is? This is going to blow your mind, I feel like the answer. Whether they have a supportive partner. The major argument for good dads is actually, can the dad be there for the mom? Because it's like a direct chain is what we see. What you see is that if you've got a father figure, basically, who's supportive to the mother's energy goes towards the children. But the second that she doesn't have that supportive energy, she collapses, is what happens. And then the kids get starved. And we're not actually supposed to be living in a single-family household, so it's supposed to be a lot more support towards mom than just dad. But I'm going with standard societal structure. You are a victim of a society that was never meant to work this way.
Oh, Navarro. Suck any good lately. What's wrong, Navarro? I think you like a big in your mouth. Ha ha ha. Page 23. The other boy, page 23. It's in your library. Here it is. What's the educational benefit of talking about What's the educational benefit of talking about that? Is that going to help someone on the SAT score? Hear me kind. Get a shot at that. She can care less. That's a sign. She needs to put down her sign. A second. Oh, you're putting me out. For what? For asking you to abide by the rules. A board member held up a sign, but the audience couldn't hold up signs. This is tyranny, and we're dealing with a corrupt government system.
So resurfaced of a drag queen performing in front of infants. Yes, infants. The vision is so shocking that we have to heavily blur it. But these are grown adults in bondage gear or in G-strings strutting around in front of tiny kids, infants, toddlers. The heavily sexualised drag shows is just the latest in a growing list of drag events being targeted towards children.
I just want to know what it is that makes a drag show family friendly, because if you follow it to its logical conclusion, you can slap family friendly titles on anything. You can have family friendly gentlemen's clubs, family friendly strip shows, family friendly 50 Shades of Grey read-alouds. Will you approve my flyer if I want to host an all the sex secrets of the Kama Sutra for kids and families if it's family friendly? That's my question.
Wow.
What is it about a grown man, and I honestly, sincerely, as a woman, mean this, what is it about a grown man costumed in a sparkly bra with augmented boobs busting out, a leather miniskirt barely covering his twerking ass with tuck tape on his front while spreading his fish-netted legs as he writhes on the ground, grinding his groin next to a minor? Family friendly. You owe us an answer. And you know, you don't get to hide by just taking something down off Peachtree and calling it a day. You owe an explanation and an apology to everyone. You all got caught with your sparkly panties down. And while we have a culture that has a massive problem with child porn, with sex trafficking, you, a little school district board of adults, made the decision to feature an event to hypersexualize young children. Do you want to know that the word that defines that? It's groomer. You all played the activist pimp for an aligned surgical center and for a 21 plus gay bar. It makes you groomers and activist pimps, and we won't have those sitting on a school board who oversees the education of our children. You all stepped out of line. You should be ashamed. There's nothing loving. There's nothing. Let's unite and include, because the logical conclusion of that is you end up in diabolical evil. There are boundaries, and you don't slap family-friendly titles on stuff to cover your ass.
By choice, logic fails to acknowledge that another person is also being affected by the woman's choice of abortion, the living child growing within the pregnant woman's body. The fetus is not a part of a pregnant woman's body, such as an appendix. It's an actual person. The DNA code of the fetus completely defines all of its body parts, and the unborn's genetic code is different from its mother's. The fetus is an individual attached to its mother only by a placenta. Being inside of something is not the same as being a part of something. It is impossible to justify abortion by simply arguing that the woman should be free to choose. The mother's choice concerning her physical body should have been exercised to prevent a pregnancy in the first place. The fetus, which resulted from her not using her freedom to choose to avoid pregnancy, is now being robbed through abortion of a lifetime of choices.
You saying black people have less intelligence than any other people?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
But
may I tell you why? Am I wrong?
So now, let me ask you this. So does that include you?
No.
Are you less intelligent?
No, I'm black and slow, but not that black and slow.
You're black and you're the slowest. You really are.
Let me give you the proof.
You're the slowest.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to respond to what you said, and then I'll let you respond some more. I'm not going to hang up. If blacks didn't think that white people were superior to them, or if they felt that they could do it on their own, if they believe that, would they be begging for reparations and affirmative action?
Because of bunch of white nationalists, I just said, bunch of white nationalists push Christianity down your throat.
Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Whoa, did you hear that? Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Yeah, like Ethiopia. Go ahead, keep going, brother. The Ethiopian Bible is older than the King James. And thank you. That's exactly right. The argument that Christianity brought, that colonialism brought Christianity to Africa is completely wrong. Why is it completely wrong? Because Christianity was already in Africa before Europe. Christianity was in Africa before Europe. Everybody hear that? And one thing you need to know is that Christianity is not a European religion. Whoa. One more time. Real loud. Christianity is not a European religion. Man, you're awesome. Christianity is not a white European faith.
A former pastor of the South African Satanic Church took to social media to share the love he felt from Christians who helped him to see Jesus. The love he felt was the love he thought he'd get from the Satanic community.
And I did this ritual and I opened myself up and Jesus appeared. And I was extremely cocky. And I said, if you are Jesus, you need to prove it. And he flooded me with the most beautiful love and energy. The love of Christ is unconditional. When you experience it, it is something different. I have for a long time believed that I am not worthy of God's grace. Let me tell you something today. The kingdom of God is not a gated community. The kingdom of God is open to everybody.
Come as a child. What is a child? Crying. I need you. Don't be a show-off. Just say, I need you. I'm nothing, Lord. Fill me up as you wish. Ride me as you please. Take me whichever place you choose. Let your will be done in me. What am I talking about? I'm not your son. I'm not your servant. I am dead. I'm nothing, Lord. You're everything. Use me as you wish. This is the way we approach Jesus.